of the stadium acknowledge me.
3, 2, 1, bang.
Hello everyone and welcome to Kick It to Scoops. I'm your host Cooper, the sole admin of AFL information, trade rumors and results. We're in for a big show for you guys and girls this evening on Kick It to Scoops. This may be season 4, episode 13, but more importantly, of Kick It to Scoops videos alone, this is episode 99. So yes, you hear that correctly. So next Monday night will be episode 100, which you all will look forward to. Now, there has been some setbacks in terms of what I wanted planned for the 100th episode. So what I wanted was a lot of people to send video shout-outs, and a lot of people that said they have still haven't, and I've said it for 2 weeks. I wanted a special video made. That person can't do it no more. I had a lot of stuff planned. I had some other people that were going to send some stuff in. That hasn't happened. So I'm having to do a bit of difference. There might be a new video for you guys for the video for the channel. Might be a new intro. Might be something like that. Trying to get that worked on. That's got stopped, and that person won't be doing it. So it's very frustrating. So we've got a lot of setbacks, but I'm going to try and do my best to try and get something. Again, I've been trying for weeks to get this done. People say they'll do something and they haven't. So it's very frustrating. I'll have some highlights and everything like that throughout the episode. So look forward to that. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. Let's just say the least. So episode 100 will be next week. If you want to be a part of episode 100 in some capacity, please send me a 10 to 30-second clip of your favourite Scoops moments. Or if you are an AFL, AFLW player, and an up-and-coming draft or any state league player, and you've been on the channel or you haven't been on and you just like the work I do, please send me a message saying some of your favourite moments as well. Or if you've been on before, what your thoughts were and being on the channel. And any recommendations of anyone you'd love to see on. If you know any AFL, AFLW players, any up-and-coming draftees or state league players, and love some on the podcast and a Golden Challenge or an interview, please send me a message and we'll try and get something sorted. Now, I was very excited to do an interview with probably the best, and not probably, in factually correct, the best young player in the AFLW competition from the most recent draft, Lauren Young. Loz is a ripper. I mean, you know, you talk about AFL and they say Harley Reid is the poster guy. Well, Loz Young is the poster woman for the AFLW competition in the future. Now, unfortunately, she suffered an ACL injury in the Sample W about a month ago. So she unfortunately won't play this year, but the year after that, she'll come back bigger, better than ever and dominate that competition from the get-go. And that interview with Loz is out on the channel right now, pinned in the comment section down below, one of the most recent video. So if you're not only a Port Adelaide fan, or if you are a Port Adelaide fan, you'll love this interview, but in particular, you love AFLW, or even if you're wanting to get into it, this will be the interview for you to watch. So go and check it out. The future of the AFLW competition is Loz Young. So please go and check that out. Would greatly, greatly appreciate it. One of the best interviews I've done, I feel, in a long time. So go and check that out. If not one of the best. So go and check that out. Would greatly, greatly appreciate it. So let's start off with this. You want me on Cameo, head to cameo.com/Cooper G. Want me to roast a friend with someone happy birthday, anything at all, cameo.com/Cooper G. It will aim for 20 likes of this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. We're around, I've lost count. We've gone up more subs lately, which I appreciate, but we're still well short of 3,000 on YouTube. So please subscribe if you haven't already. There's over 60% of you that are watching. I think it might be 70 actually, that are watching and aren't subscribed. So please, please subscribe. And already costs absolutely nothing. And I'm not going to charge you to listen or watch my videos like some do. Right. Alrighty, so we've got obviously the Scoops goes bang, got 3 topics to rant on about. We've got Team of the Week, Supercoach talk, review the rounds just gone and upcoming. And then, yeah, so let's get right into it. So, please welcome the world famous segment, Scoops Goes Bang. Boom. Now, Scoops, what's the first thing you're going to bang out about? Now, Sarah Ollie spoke with the AFL today about, you know, the ridiculous decision that was handed towards Lachie Sullivan. Now, here is the clip, and try and watch the AFL justify this ridiculous suspension. And when you listen to this, you'll be absolutely gobsmacked, considering this also happened in the Hawthorn game 2 days later. Yep, it happened. This is the AFL's justification today, a day after the Hawthorn one wasn't paid, and 2 days prior, or 3 days prior, technically, from when the Collingwood one happened. Here's a clip of Sarah Ollie speaking to someone at the AFL who's talking absolutely talking shit.
Phone of yours has been ringing hot this weekend, umpiring very much in the spotlight. Let's go back to Friday night. And a bizarre free kick, really. Lachie Sullivan, he's penalised for giving the ball back to his teammate Nick Dacos and not the umpire. Why is that a free kick?
That's a free kick because the rule book clearly provides for time wasting. Now, in this situation, the clock stopped, but any delay to the restart of play can be paid as a time wasting free kick. In this instance, the player, instead of returning the ball to the umpire for the field throw up, has handed it to a teammate. Now, last year we sent a reminder to all clubs in a memo before the finals to say that players must return the ball to the umpire, and that if they fail to do so, a free kick can be awarded.
So the essence of that rule is around time wasting. Do you think that was the player's intention though?
Well, we can't judge what the player's thinking. We can't be mind readers, but we need to judge the action. And the action had the effect of delaying the restart of play. And the umpire deemed that was time wasting and paid a correct free kick in the circumstances.
I'm sorry. We can't be time readers or mind readers. Like, what crap? What crap? See, I can't speak. I'm so pissed off with this shit decisions this competition continue to bring out. What kind of garbage was that was spilled out by that bloke at the AFL there? That is absolute dribbly talked. They're not mind readers. So, Lachie Sullivan, close game. Let's fucking, let's stuff it up and cost my team the game. Yeah, I'm sure that's what Lachie Sullivan really wanted to do. What a dumb decision by the AFL. Collingwood were robbed right in front of me. I mean, now you've heard me say that a fair bit this year about clubs getting robbed or match fixing and stuff like that. Collingwood were robbed. And then there's other clubs, Adelaide, St Kilda and Freo have been robbed this year at times as well. So, it's embarrassing. It really is to justify that. And then this is the guy at the AFL. He clearly has no brain, because what happened the day before this recording of that interview with Sarah? What happened there the day before the Hawthorn game? Same thing happened. A Hawthorn player passed the ball to another player or whatever and not paid. Maybe that umpire wasn't stupid like Matthew Nichols was in the Collingwood game. Fair dinkum, that is bullshit. That is not time wasting, okay? So think about this in a hypothetical sense here, all right? So let's say Lachie Sullivan, wanted to pass the ball back to the umpire, right? And the umpire had his back turned. What if Lachie Sullivan just waited for the umpire and threw in the ball? That's what they'll say. And waited for the umpire to turn around. So what if Lachie Sullivan waited there patiently for the umpire to get up or turn around so he could give him the ball? And then you think the umpire's going to wait for Lachie Sullivan to go back into position? No, he doesn't. He just throw it straight up. So Lachie Sullivan either goes a man up to his man. That's exactly why Lachie Sullivan passed the ball to Nick Dacos. So it is bullshit of the highest order. The AFL are a joke. And to say that and then have a same round of a club doing the same bloody thing, not get penalised. Inconsistencies. Is one umpire soft and the other's not? Is the AFL dumb and the other crew aren't? The AFL don't know how to run this competition. They don't know how to run rules correctly. What good game this is looking like soccer. Crap. You know, you see a lot of soccer players and they dive and they're soft and they fake injuries and the VAR and everything. People want to, you know, have a go at the VAR and all that rubbish, and fair enough to do so. But the AFL umpiring is shit. It is worse than that. It is worse than it's ever been before. It is absolute pure garbage, and it's laughable to watch. Umpiring in AFL is a joke, and I don't know how many times I have to keep bringing this up, and I'm going to keep bringing this up until this shit is fixed. And if it's not fixed, you'll keep on hearing about it. And what I love is a lot of commentators and players and coaches are getting really pissed off at the umpiring. I see Chris Scott, he always does mention about the umpires over that. Damien Hardwick, another one that does it. And Michael Voss were pissed off at the umpiring this week as well. So it just shows that the AFL don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to follow their own rules. And they pick and choose who they have. Laura Kane, remember that quote Laura Kane said, and I roasted her at the time for saying this? The AFL don't pick and choose who they give frees to and who they don't. They don't play favourites. Bullshit. You don't play favourites. You blatantly show favouritism to the same teams, to the same people every single week. You think about it, okay? If a big name player gets involved in a suspension incident, do they get suspended? No, they don't. If a fringe player or someone they don't like does something that might be worthy of suspension or a look at, you bet your bottom dollar, like top dollar, they pay suspensions for those players. If you were some of the AFL's favourites, you cop nothing. Why do you think Chris Scott never gets penalised or told off for what he says about the competition? Yet when Clarko said something, he gets in trouble for what he said to the AFL. Or if another club says it, you know, you hear it. The AFL have favourites. Plain and simple. They have favourites. And it's a joke. It really, really is. The AFL should be embarrassing themselves. And you know what I like? You know when I used to always be the umpires and people just shit on me going, oh, stop sooking about the umpires, blah, blah, blah. I'm not really getting many people sooking about the umpires anymore. So it's great to see it finally. You're all catching up to what I've been telling you for a very, very long time. The umpires are a joke. They've always been a joke, and they'll continue to be a joke when they're run by a pack of clowns that don't know what they're doing. And very hypocritical, too, of Brad Scott to be whinging about umpiring and decisions and rules in the competition when he was the heavy involver in these rules that are in place right now. He did, and he's whinging about the same things he set in place or was a key part in setting up. So, quiet down. It's embarrassing. I feel for Collingwood fans here. Now, for Collingwood fans that say, like, oh, you know, they always get the short end of the stick with umpiring. No, you don't. Calm down. You did in this game, right? And you did. But every other week or in general, please. Geelong and the Bulldogs are the most protected clubs in the competition by far, but Collingwood is not that far behind them. But in terms of, they're probably third, fourth, fifth. Carlton have got a free ride this year as well. The Carlton was screwed one game, but people say it's karma. Well, no. It's just, you know, it is what it is. And it's honestly a joke. Okay, I've had enough of the umpires. They don't deserve the airtime. They're a joke. Right, now, let me mention another thing that's a joke. Okay, now, again, I want to stress this enough. St Kilda didn't lose because of umpiring in general, okay? They didn't. They lost because we were bad. Now, Max Gawn had 9 freaking free kicks. 9. Now, some people will say, oh, Scoops, no, where does it say it has to be a lower number to make it fair and reasonable? It could have been given away for yada, yada, yada. St Kilda had 10 freaking free kicks, okay? One freaking player got basically the same as a freaking team. There was, and I counted these to make sure. 7 of, and I was at the game, so I would know. 7 of these 9 frees were not there. I talk about most protected players in the comp. Gawn would have to be up there. I don't care how good a player is, but that's how the AFL play. They play how they want to play. They pay frees to who they want to pay them to, and they don't pay them who they don't like. It's plain and simple. Do you see Jack Ginnivan getting multitude of free kicks a game for free? Sometimes he's warranted. No, you don't. Do you see certain clubs that the AFL don't like get free kicks when they should get them? No, they don't. Do you see the same clubs get favoured all the time in games, any moment? You bet your bottom dollar they do. Like top dollar. Now, and it's funny, I say the top dollar gag. The players on top dollar are the ones that always get favoured. That's not an insult. That's just a fact of life. Yeah. Now, how Max Gawn gets 9 frees is ridiculous. 7 of them were not there. Okay? 7 of them weren't there. It's just ridiculous. There's 2 goals that Melbourne got, okay, that they shouldn't have got. Now, they weren't necessarily frees that were given to Melbourne to get their goals. There were frees that they shouldn't have had the opportunity to kick the freaking goal. I think it was Viney and Fritsch. I think there was one of those 2 guys that got a goal in the second quarter that wasn't warranted. You can see my vlog and you can tell the frustration. There was 2 that Viney and Fritsch got. Okay. If you haven't checked out my matchday vlog, go and check. So it'll be in my most recent videos. They didn't deserve them. They didn't deserve them at all. Okay. They didn't. Plain and simple. And it's just like, you can see, you can throw the freaking ball. You can scoop it up one hand, if you pardon the pun there, scoop. So you can't scoop the ball up with one hand and get laid off. You can't drop the freaking ball after being tackled without even handballing it or kicking it and not be holding the ball. Freaking basic rules. So don't give me the bullshit. The rules change, blah, blah, blah. It's harder to adjudicate. Bullshit. It's hard to adjudicate. A player drops the ball. They drop the freaking ball. It's holding the ball. Plain and simple. Like, far out. The umpiring's bullshit. They should all be sacked, fired, and terminated. You know, they should be treated how players get treated when they perform badly. They get dropped. That's what should be happening to AFL umpires, but they've got no balls to do so. And don't give me that, oh, they don't have as many people in. Apparently, according to some, the numbers are growing bigger and better in the ranks in the AFL umpiring ranks in terms of, like, you know, the quantity of people. Well, how about you start rewarding people? Well, I mean, do any really do good? I don't think so. But if anyone performs shit, bring someone in that's in the 2s. Like, it's pathetic. It really, really isn't. Yeah. Pathetic. Lift your game. Pathetic. Now, the final topic to rant on SCOOPS is being tonight is St Kilda Football Club again. Now, if you watch any of my most recent live streams, you would know this, but some things I haven't said, so I can leave it for this. In what universe, Ross and selectors, Ross Lyon this is, what justified reason can you give me as to why Lance Collard deserved a game? What? Like, what? The week prior in the VFL, he had 5 disposals and did nothing. And his last instance that cost us the game. Now, I don't think that should have been there, but he did, okay? Then he got in last week. He did nothing. He played the whole game, had 4 touches, did nothing. Should have been dropped. Shouldn't have got the game in the first place, but definitely should have been dropped after that. What'd you do? You kept him in this week, and then he did nothing, and you eventually subbed him off at the start of the last quarter. You were 7 quarters too late. You shouldn't have played. You actually have to earn a spot to get a spot in the team. You don't just hand games to people because they're young. That's not how it works. You have to earn your spot. And by bringing in someone that didn't deserve a spot, just shows to the others that you don't have to do well to get your spot. And you don't drop plays in the ones that should be dropped. So you're giving them the feeling there of, I can be shit. He ain't going to drop me, so who cares how I go, really? As long as I get paid, I don't care. You should be... The integrity of selection is pathetic from St Kilda this year, and it probably has forever, to be honest. And quite frankly, you know, what the fuck is Brad Crouch, Tim Membry, and Hunter Clark doing in the 2s? Like, are you cheating on are you intentionally finishing down the lower end of the ladder to get better draft picks? Like, They never given a shit about Sandringham forever. The entire alliance. They show no allegiance to him at all. They've proved that in the past. And now they're trying to play up. They might draft a Sandringham player within the year as part of their agreement. Like, that's ridiculous. Again, another reason. The player has to be good to earn a spot. If they're good enough, they'll get a spot. Not just handing someone now. So, I reckon at a point in time where I can name you half the players that played in the VFL on the weekend and a few that didn't play in any league, they could be playing AFL right now, okay? And you could mount and argue that most of these deserve a spot over some that are in the team right now. Brad Crouch, Hunter Clark, Mateus Filippo, Tom Campbell, Ari Schoenmaker, Zane Cordy, Hugo Garcia, Jack Hayes. And I've probably forgotten some as well. Clark, Crouch, Filippo, Campbell, Schoenmaker, Hayes, Garcia, Butler, Membry, and Crouch. Like, literally, I just listed those names at the top of my head without even looking it up. They were all playing twos yesterday, except for Garcia and Hayes, who were out. But again, transparency, why the fuck were they not playing? Were they injured? Were they being managed? Did they get injured at training? Did they get in trouble? Explain yourselves. The transparency from that club, from the media side of things, is atrocious. Okay? And I've had enough of this. Forever, they have lied about injury reports. Forever, have they not been transparent with our fans and members. And they're not the only club, but obviously being the Saints one, I notice it a lot more than the others. There's one example, and this, to this day, I will forever remember this. St Kilda, Jack Billings, I don't know if it was like his first or second year when he was at the club, like around the 2016-17 range. And it's still a problem to this day with the club, at their media team. Like, literally, Jack Billings was a week-by-week proposition. They said 1 week, 1 week, 1 week for like 6 to 8 freaking weeks. Then 8 weeks later, yeah, there's about 10 rounds to go, yeah, or 6 rounds to go, yeah, he's out for the season. Transparency. Stop bullshitting. Stop hiding. Like, you said the Pies, Collingwood, and that's why Collingwood are a strong, successful club, or part of a reason why. They, apparently, according to a Collingwood fan last week I heard, they did a 10-minute video on their injuries. Now, you don't have to do 10 minutes, but at least tell us. Like you see on the injury report this week, that Schoenmaker was a test and James Van Ness out for the year. Okay? So, Jack Hayes, Hugo Garcia, didn't seem injured in the VFL on the week prior, didn't get listed on anything, weren't on the injury list, so what the hell were they not in for? But I don't give a shit. Some people say, oh, who cares about those guys? I care. I want honesty. And we shouldn't have to be asking for honesty. They say honesty is the best policy. St Kilda aren't honest. And if there's another thing I want to be honest about, is what the hell are you doing right now? You got better players in the twos at the moment than in the ones. Are you tanking? This is basically the same list of players, adding Darcy Wilson, Paddy Dow now finally after 2 weeks, for the last 2 weeks, and Liam Henry. Outside of that, those three guys, Wilson, Henry, and Dow, the team is the exact same. You know, having to cop shit from random fans, it's ridiculous. But it's hard to fucking, you know, defend you right now. I'll still go, because I always do. The players are fantastic people, and I know that. But higher-ups need to explain themselves as to why the coverage is ridiculous. The only things I see is you promoting membership, merchandise, and begging people to buy things. Okay? Care about your fans that have to turn up each week and watch that shit. Don't ask us for money. Now, I know I'm not wearing a St Kilda jumper here, but show the pride for us fans. The players may be trying, but higher-ups are simply not giving a single shit about us. The only messages we're getting is about telling us to buy this and buy that. No, I'm not buying this and buying that. I've already got a membership, for starters. We're frustrated. We're sick of this. These performances are embarrassing. Okay? You know what? I'm sick of defending the crap now. You know, I have so much faith in the players. And, you know, I'll always be big fans of the players. But the higher-ups, they need to take a good look at themselves and think, what the hell are we doing right now? Now, I'm not blaming Stephen Silvani at all. He's just coming after the draft. So this ain't on him. From now on, it will be. But no. Ross did a terrific job last year. But Ross, one thing, mate, I have to ask you is, Ross, I'm a big fan, okay? So don't take this the wrong way, but why is Lance Collard getting a game, okay? I mentioned that earlier. So, okay, so you played him, all right? Okay, whatever. We'll pass that for now. But why is he on Tom McDonald? By the way, Tom McDonald has been crap for a few years, and you made him look good yesterday. Tom McDonald should have retired 2 years ago. He is useless. And you made him look like a good player, because that he has not been for a very long time, if not ever, really. He's been serviceable, but he's never really been a gun. And you made him look good yesterday. But I'm blaming you, not Lance Collard. I'm blaming you and your coaching staff for putting a small freaking player on a 995-plus centimetre guy. That is pure stupidity. And how could I notice it the whole freaking game and you couldn't? And if you did notice it, that's even worse. Why is some guy that's like 170 on a guy that's like 195? You had Owens, you have Caminiti, you had King. They could have matched up May, Tomlinson, and McDonald. And then the rest are for the rest. But what the freaking hell was Sharman doing as a sub? What you could have had, and I can tell you this, Ross, and you should have done the same. King, May, Caminiti, McDonald, and freaking Owens and Tomlinson. Pretty bloody simple. Then you have McVee and guys like that on the Higgins and the Collards, okay? And Hill and Henry, if they float there. That was dumb. Sharman, Tomlinson, McDonald, Caminiti, May, King. That's what it should have been, and you stuffed it up right there. The selection was a joke. Crowd should have been playing, and Clark and Butler and Membry. They're guarantees they should have been playing. And Garcia to a degree. There is zero excuses for them not playing. Membry has been the greatest delisted free agent there has ever been. He's played over 150 games. You know, look how good he is and how you are screwing with him right now. He should be playing with King every week. There shouldn't be a hesitation to say, oh, yeah, I don't know if Timmy should be in. He's a lock. And what the hell are you doing? Sharman was terrific last year. And he's been thrown all over the place. Back, forward, wing, sub, out, sub, out. Half a game start, then subbed out. Sharman's a good player. What are you doing? Filippo should be playing up forward. Mateus is a great player, and he will be a great player for a long time. Mateus should be playing forward. And he can play through mid, but he played really well last year as a forward. And that's where he should be playing, in the AFL forward line. So all aboard the Filippo train, then, now, forever together. Always will be on Mateus' side. And it's just frustrating. You're playing plays out of position. I don't like it. And Zach Jones, you could have played as well. There's players, like the back line is really good. You know, Wilkie and Battle, Sinclair and Malira, to name a few, Bonner, and Howard's done his role the last few weeks. I've been really impressed with Howard's role the last few weeks. He did well against North, and he did well on the weekend. It's just, you just need to, I don't know. It's frustrating. I've had enough. If you lose to West Coast, who just got spanked by the Crows by 99 points, you're going to be featured in this segment again. Now, the mid-season draft is on Wednesday night. Now, some people say, oh, look, that player is not going to fix shit. You can pick it as a long-term player. I want a ready-made player picked. You know, there's plenty of guys you can pick from. Now, you know, there's some midfielders you can pick. You say that's a weakness. There's plenty in the twos running around at other clubs that you could pick up. All right? But I feel like I need a running-type player. All right? So you better pick a player up in the mid-season draft, and it better be that type of player. If it was some Project Ruckman, something like that, or a 100th halfback that we got, then I'm going to be pissed. It should be a key position player or a running mid. Key position forward, preferably. Backman as well, especially if Cordy's now injured as well. Cordy's another one that should have been in the other ones. Like, it's frustrating. Come on, Ross, you're better than this. And the media team. Do you ever care about your fans? Prove it. Because you ain't proving shit right now. Be transparent with an injury list. You give a shit. You don't even post anything anymore. Like, your engagement on your pages is poor. Mine get better about St Kilda posts than yours do on Facebook and Twitter and that. Like, isn't that saying something? You don't post anything. It's funny when we're winning, you spam all these posts. Like, I want us to do well. I want us to do well. Are you doing enough to want us to do well? Think about that. And by the way, I see on the in the games, the home games, you're doing these people to do goal kicking things, like a quarter time and stuff. You've had a few Saints fans that I know do it. I'd love the club to do it, and I would be honoured to do so. So, yeah. But got to be honest here. You know, if you don't like it, what I said, well, that's ridiculous, because, you know, I'm being someone that will try and defend shit performances, and yeah, I can't do it right now. It's embarrassing. Not me, you. The team selection is just ridiculous right now. What are you doing, Ross, and the selection crew? It's not just Ross. But for people to say, are you jumping off Ross? No, I'm not jumping off Ross at all. That's just, if anyone that says that, you're an idiot. He's still the man to do it. But yeah, to the rest of you, lift your game, in particular the media team. Pathetic. Hope you guys enjoyed a very long edition of the world's famous segment, Scoops Goes Bang. All right, well, let's go review my round 11 AFL team of the week. From the back line, the pockets, Jordan Ridley and Luke Ryan. Fullback, Jeremy McGovern. Up back line, the flankers, Carl Amon and Jordan Clark. Centre half back, Mark Keane. Wingers, Nick Hind and Lachlan Scholl. Centreman, Patrick Cripps. Half full line, the flankers, Dustin Martin and Jack Gunston. Centre half forward, Jake Riccardi. Forward pockets, Harvey Harrison and Toby Green. Full forward, Todd Marshall. Ruckman, Max Gawn. Rovers, Chad Warner and Nick Dacos. Interchange, Luke Davies-Uniacke, Tom DeConing, Kieran Briggs, Jordan Dawson, and Massimo D'Ambrosio. In emergencies, Darcy Tucker, Max Holmes, Jake Stringer, and Christian Salem. Now, reasons for my selections are, you know, pretty self-explanatory, really. Ridley, 31 in the goal, McGovern, 25, Ryan, 31, Amon, 29, Markeen, 20, intercept disposals and 1%. The same with McGovern. Jordan Clark, 34. See, I don't need to tell you there, since they were locks. Nick Hine, 2 and 25. A lot of run and carry, which he always provides. Nick Hine up half back on the wing, half forward. He deserved a spot in the team. Cripps at 31 odd. Lockie Shulk to go on 34 was a lock. Martin kicked 3 and 23 was a big reason why the Tigers stayed in it. I thought Hugo Ralph Smith actually had some good moments, and Thompson Dow, and Shy Bolton to a degree. The Riccardi party is still well and truly alive at the Giants. Kicked 4, and a great win over the Cats, who have lost 4 in a row. Ha ha ha. The decline is real. Jack Gunston kicked 4. Harvey Harrison kicked 3. I thought he had a really big game and set up the game in particular very early. Todd Marshall kicked 5. Toby Green kicked 2, 2 and 24. Gawn had 27 disposals and like 40 hitouts almost. Chad Warner, 4 goals, 25 disposals. Lock. Nick Dacus, 34 odd. Luke Davies-Uniacke, a goal and 35. Tom DeConing, 25 disposals and like 27 hitouts. Kieran Briggs, like 24 disposals and like 45 hitouts. Massimo D'Ambrosio over at 29. Jordan Dawson, 2 goals and 32 disposals. Tucker was the next halfback. Holmes was the next winger. Stringer was the next forward. And Salem was there. But in saying that, I don't think Salem was as good as people thought he was. So, in fact, I could argue that I don't even have him on the bench, on the emergency list. But, you know, here we are. So let me know your thoughts down below of my team of the week. Now, let's go talk about my Supercoach team, ladies and gentlemen. So in Supercoach, I scored 2,153. I dropped by 1% in the rankings. I'm now in the top 28%. Now, here's my team right now. I haven't done any trades this round. We've got the freaking buy rounds for the next 3 or so weeks, which is bullshit. Now, that's why Tom Green's on the bench. Underperforming midfielders, Green, Sarong, Miller, Laird and Walsh, just not doing enough for me. Butters, Catton did nothing. You know, I'm not happy with some of these players. I got fucking Joe Richards out, who I just brought in recently. It's just the McKercher curse for me again. I just put the same picture up twice. My apologies. Let me put the other one back up now. But yeah, so my forward line is like my biggest weakness. My forward line. You know, I got all the rookies there, like Darcy and Gallagher, now Richards. And Wilson's going well, so he'll stay. Darcy Jones is bloody injured. Biggie Newen's not getting picked. So it's just very frustrating. If you're on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please give a 5-star review and follow the channel on there, subscribe, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, so for those listeners, I'll read out the team. So this is when it's a full team. Luke Ryan, Nick Dacos, Harry Sheezel, Nasai Wang and Malira, Bailey Dale, and Alex Sexton. Happy with that. Midfielders Sarong, Trelaw, Butters, Tuke Miller, Sam Walsh, Petrarca, Rory Led, and Tom Green. Really happy with that. Then the bench would be Lockie Sullivan, Hugo Garcia, and Sean Manor. Toby Pink and Zach Reed are the bench in the back line. Cohen Livingston's the ruck bench. On the field, rucks at Rowan Marshall, Brody Grundy. I'm happy with that. Forward line is the biggest weakness. Isaac Heaney, Sam Flanders, Darcy Wilson, Sam Darcy, Harvey Gallagher, and Joe Richards. Bench, Darcy Jones and Biggie Newen, as I said. I want to trade out Gallagher, Darcy, and now freaking Richards is injured, as is Darcy Jones. So it's very annoying. Yeah, that's what I got. Just frustrating, but freaking I wanted to not trade Joe Richards. It's top 18 for the next 3 weeks too, so stress less if you've got some donuts on the field. But now I've copping injuries now, and that's just my last freaking thing. And the reason is I want to bring in, I'm thinking of Joel Frazier, but he's got to buy in the round where I'm going to have 10 players out. And when you take it top 18, it'll be 6. So I don't really want to do sideways trades like Gallagher to him. And then Joe Richards out for months. So what the hell do I do there? Yeah, I really got to think this through. So this is really annoying. But let me know your thoughts on your team down below. I would greatly appreciate it to know what you're doing, you're wheeling and dealing. All right, let's go review the round 11 games. So, you know, not much I really want to talk about this round, to be honest. It was just through rubbish, you know. Yeah. So we had the Bulldogs 88, the Swans 102. The Swans were 14 points. You know, the Bulldogs lost. You know, you lost, so that's it. You know, Blakey had his run off halfback. Aaron Norton, thankfully for him, he didn't do his ATL, but he'll miss 4 to 6 weeks with a knee injury. So that's good news, I guess, somehow. The Bulldogs deserve the loss. So, plain and simple. Next game, the draw in Perth, 75 to Freo, 75 to the Pies. Collingwood were robbed right in front of me. There's no other which way to talk about it. You know, Sarong, you know, did whatever. I thought Lockie Sullivan was all right. Luke Ryan, Nick Dacos, Jordan Clark, Dusty Cameron, Andy Brayshaw, Jeremy Sharp, Josh Dacos, Joe Richards was terrific as well. It would get the rising star, but I want to stress another. Joe Richards is actually 24 years of age, so he's ineligible. We kicked a goal, 22 and 7 marks and 3 tackles. Pretty bloody good. And Harvey Harrison hit 13 spells. And 9 tackles I should have outlined before. That was the key stat with his touches and 3 goals. Harvey Harrison provided the spark for the Pies up forward to kick some goals early too. Lockie Schultz, interesting against his old side, did okay. Port Adelaide 48 to the Power 107. Port by 59. You know, Tucker and Cherry did that, and LDU did their moments, and Zach Fisher. Tom Marshall kicked 5, Boak and Wines. And yeah, the Port didn't really have any major contributors. Butters did stuff all, and fucking somehow got 100 and something in Supercoach. Don't ask me how, but he did. Yeah, that's what happened. The next game to go through is Geelong GWS. Geelong 74, Giants 78. The Giants won this game thanks to Lekalia. It was great to see him signing autographs after the game. I wish the players would do that a lot more and properly as well. He gave a shit about everyone there until a crew member told him to piss off and back inside for the song. I love that from Lekalia. Great to see, mate. Good job. And 2 great marks in the last minute. Geelong fans blaming the umpires. You are absolutely delusional that you could have been spanked if the Giants kicked straight early. And you came back. Great closest one was touched, so don't fucking cry about it. As Liv Morgan would say, cry about it. Geelong lost. And Liv Morgan, too, is the new women's champion. Yes, go Liv. Beating big time Becky Lynch. The man, Becky Lynch. Which is her nickname, as you know. The dream time of the G match, Richmond 74, Essendon 86. Essendon by 12. Credit to Richmond. I thought they were really in this. You know, if I was an Essendon fan, which I'm clearly not and never will be, they're rubbish. Their ladder position might show differently, but they got lucky a few times, as I mentioned. The Crows, the Saints, and there's some others as well. The Collingwood draw. You know, on the wrong side of the ledger there, they could be on out of the 8 because the ladder's so even. Their percentage isn't that good compared to other sides in the 8 as well. Richmond deserved this. When Bolton went off late, I thought, nah, that's going to stuff them up a little bit, or more than a little bit. But, you know, Richmond, to their credit, they stayed in this the whole game. It really never got away. And Richmond were in this to the very end. So credit to them after getting thumped by the Lions by like 130 points or 129 points, whatever it was the week prior. So credit to them, but still they didn't get the win and can't have honourable losses, but it wasn't that bad this week. Ridley was good in his first game back. Not even his first game of the year, if not for a while. Hawthorn 100, defeated the Lions 75. What an upset this was. Credit to the Hawks. The Lions, a bit interesting. I don't think there is certainty now for the Lions for the finals. We're still confident they can make it, but they're no guarantee now as I thought they would be 2 weeks ago when they thumped the Suns in the Q clash. Melbourne at 100. Melbourne 100, Saints 62. Melbourne by 38 points. I thought Viney was probably one of their better players with Gawn. For the Saints, I thought Malira and Sinclair were really good. And then Steele had his moments as well. And I thought Darcy Wilson continued to be good. And Jack Higgins, I thought, had a really good game. And Max King kicked 3 goals, 14 disposals, and 5 marks on Stephen May. So anyone that says he wasn't good, you are absolutely delusional. Well done, King. Proud of you, mate. Next game to go through. There's nothing to say that I didn't say before. Frustrated. We got the Eagles this week. Adelaide and West Coast. Adelaide 137. West Coast 38. Waterman kicked 1-1 and had like 5 touches. Was quiet. But so was the team. The Harley Reid sucking up by the AFL social media channels is ridiculous. Adelaide win by 99 points, and there's 3 posts about Harley freaking Reid. Now it's not Harley's fault, but the AFL need to stop sucking up. This is why some people get ridiculed for players. Not that they deserve it, and they don't. But like the sucking up the AFL do is why people get so worked up over it. It's just ridiculous. But the people that are abusing Harley, you got to fucking stop. It's pathetic. To any player that gets abused, it's pathetic. I know Dyson Heppel got ridiculed and threatened by Essendon fans last year. Now look at him now. He's going much better, Dyson. Not the captain no more, but he's doing well for himself. Good to see for him personally. I like to see him going well because I didn't like the ridicule the Bombers hate fans gave him last year and the media in general. I think it was ridiculous. The Harry Mackay Dowders are gone quiet now. The Max King Dowders are gone quiet now. It's great. Lloyd Owen, Co, Kane, like shitting on these players. They can't now because they're doing something and you're not doing anything yourself except for talking more shit. So is Matthew Lloyd. But yeah, the Crows, Saligo got subbed off halfway through, just tactical. Scholl and Dawson and Laird and Crouch and Chase Jones and Mark Keane and Darcy Fogarty and Mitch Hinge were pretty impressive. Mitch Hinge is a player I think the Saints should take along with Callum Brown when he's back from his suspension. I think Callum Brown and Mitch Hinge you can get for next to nothing, and they'll be worth more than the pick you're trading them out for in the third round, around the 40s. And I think they're worth better than that, to be honest. Two guys the Saints should look at. I know we don't really need more halfbacks, and Mitch Hinge is an exception. And Darcy Fogarty out forward would be nice. But here we are. So let's go preview the round 12 games to wrap things up this evening. Now, round 12, we have the freaking buys of Brisbane, North Melbourne, Sydney, and the Giants have the bye. So watch out for your Supercoach and fantasy sides and dream teams and whatnot. And if it's impacting your tips, etc. Thursday night at the Adelaide Oval, the second last round of the Thursday night games. They should be here to stay. Apparently, there'll be games every single week next year on a Thursday, which is good. We've got Port Adelaide hosting Carlton. This will be interesting. I'm going to tip Port Adelaide here by 5 points. Friday night at Marvel Stadium, it's the Pies hosting Collingwood, 7:40 Vic time. That previous game, Port one is 7:30 Vic time, 7 o'clock SA time. Friday night, 7:40, as I said, at Marvel. We've got the Pies and the Bulldogs. We've got the Pies by 15 points. On Saturday, the first game in Melbourne at the MCG, 1:45 Vic time on Saturday. It's the Hawks hosting the Crows. Don't write off the Hawks. I'm tipping the Crows by 5 points here. West Coast and the Saints, Saturday, 4:35 Vic time at Optus Stadium. I'll be tipping my Saints to win this by 14 points. 14 points. Geelong and Richmond at GMHBA, Saturday night at 7:30. I thought it was at the MCG. This is at GMHBA. So Geelong will win this. They'll end their 4-game losing streak, but they'll lose the week after the GW to Sydney. GWS won the last 4 games at Geelong too. Just remember that. Sucked in, Cats fans. The decline is real. A-Town down. The future's not right now for Geelong. They're going down the shitter. Plain and simple. That's not an insult. That's just a fact of life. Yeah. What do you got now, Cats fans? You're really quiet and you can keep crying about it. I'll tip Geelong though in this one because they're playing Richmond. Don't write off the Tigers in this one, but because it's in Geelong against Richmond, I'll tip Geelong by 22 points. But come on, Tigers, get the W and LOL Geelong. The 2 games on Sunday to wrap up the round. I hate the rounds. Fucking hate them. It's Melbourne hosting Freo. Sunday, 1 p.m. in Alice Springs, might I add. Traeger Park, TIO Stadium in Traeger Park in Alice Springs. I'll be tipping... I'll tip Melbourne by 3 points. The final game of the round, Sunday, 4 p.m. Vic time. That Melbourne game is at 1 p.m., by the way, Vic time. Sunday, 4 p.m. Vic time, up on the Gold Coast. It's Gold Coast hosting the Bombers. I'm tipping the Suns here by 22 points. My final thoughts are simply this. You want me on Cameo, head to cameo.com/Cooper G. Want me to roast a friend, wish someone a happy birthday, anything at all, cameo.com/Cooper G. You want to follow my Instagram, AFL Info Live, I would greatly appreciate it. Supercoach group code there is 196027. Actually, I haven't done that. My apologies. I haven't looked at the rankings in my Supercoach Scoops League. Let's have a look. Now, alrighty, let me have a look. So I dropped 4. I'm 137th overall. In first, we still have Rolls Macca, who's got about a 83-point lead over Andrew. In second, Declan's in third. Zach is in 4th place. Tyler is in 5th. And then we have Studi in 14th and Graz in 15th. 6 points behind Studi. But yeah, also, now let me get that banner up for my Instagram. Oh yeah, Glory, Man United won in the FA Cup quarterfinals. The Calcutta Knight Riders won the IPL final in a pretty shit game, to be honest. Liv Morgan's the new women's champion. As I said, you can cry about it. If you don't like it, go Liv. But yeah, so if you know any AFL, AFLW players, any up-and-coming draftees or any state league players, and you love some of the podcasts and the Golden Challenger and interview, any AFL, AFLW draftees or state league players or local, and you love some of the podcasts and the Golden Challenger and interview, please send me a message or try and get something sorted. Next week, Kick It to Scoops will be the 100th episode. If you want to be a part of it, send me a message right here, AFL Info Live. on Instagram. Facebook has over 56,000 followers. Thank you all to those followers there and subscribers. Likes, subscribers, whatever you want to call them these days. All platforms have different names. Subscribe here on YouTube. And yeah, thank you very much. And 100th episode next week. Hopefully there'll be a lot planned. Maybe a new intro, maybe some special guests, maybe some shout outs, maybe some new video packages, some of my highlights of the year. I'm still working through all that now because some people have backed out on me and said they'll do something and then they just bail. So thank you all. And if you know anyone that could do editing for me, like proper edit it, I can give you some clips and things and highlights and photos to put together. Please send me a message or try to get something. I would greatly appreciate someone can help me with that. Thank you all. The most important thing of all to remember is go the Saints. And of course, acknowledge me, the one. And all aboard the Filippo train. Then, now, forever together.